Let's move to this story then, because we've been talking a lot about the weather, of course, and the whole issue in terms of the weather. New health and safety measures could allow workers to down their tools during heat waves and demand extra protection when it gets a bit hot. Critics argue that this will harm productivity and burden businesses. Speaking as a man who's sitting currently in a studio where the air conditioner is broken, I reckon the temperature in here, I'm not going to lie, but I just saw a lizard go up the wall, OK? Not just any old, one of those big Australian frilled lizards. We've got all sorts of reptilian life hanging around, but hey, that's radio. Let's get away from Claire Haestier, a plasterer and builder's labourer as well. Claire, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Nice to have you with us. I mean, it seems a bit bonkers, doesn't it? Because, you know, in your trade and other associated trades, you know, people have worked through all sorts of weathers. Sometimes it's freezing cold, sometimes it's baking hot. Most of the time it's kind of all right. I mean, if we start getting too picky, we'll be bankrupt in a fortnight.
Well, yeah, I mean, 27 degrees is warm, but I don't think it's warm enough to get these regulations in. And I think people are sensible enough to already have their own precautions in. I'm a redhead, and I'm shoveling muck into mixers half the day in the in heat and that. But if it gets that hot, just put a gazebo over the mixer. You got a hose pipe there, douse yourself down.
Yeah, wear a hat. Even on that hair, you could get a hat on, I reckon.
I don't know.
Yeah, there might be some hair crimes going on, but but you're bang on about that. I mean, man alive. I mean, the building trade, which by definition is quite a lot of outside work. I know that eventually there's internal work as well, but we wouldn't build anything if we had to regulate.
We're already hindered by so many other weather conditions. If it's too wet, you can't lay bricks. If it's too cold, you can't render a wall. If it's too hot, you can't plaster a wall inside. But that's up to our discretion to decide that.
Yeah.
If we're told not to work and it's a law that we can't work, then who's paying my mortgage then, the customer or the government?
That's a very good point, yeah, because there's obviously technical reasons why, laying bricks or plastering walls, might be a bad thing to do in certain temperatures. But the trade knows that, and they work out what they can, and that'll be a hat company calling you. They want to sponsor you. They've worked out, when you can and can't do certain things. But to have the government say, right, it's going to be 26 degrees tomorrow. Sorry, Claire, even if you're self-employed, you can't go to work because that will be bad for, the hair and everything else.
Yeah, well, I don't think that'd work really. I mean, people will probably go to work anyway. I mean, you got to earn your money, and the thing is as well, there's most builders. I mean, I know with me and the company I work for, we've got sort of 3 or 4 jobs lined up or ongoing at the same time that you sort of go back and do different bits for. So if it's too wet to lay bricks on that job, well then you go and render, or you go and plaster a wall on another job.
Of course you do.
You tee up your workers to suit the weather conditions really already.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I have some sympathy.
You don't need to be told where and when to work.
Absolutely. But I have a sympathy if you work, like, I don't know, in a call centre or something, and there's, 12 of you in a very small office and there's no windows and no aircon, then you might have a case.
But then again, I mean, 10 years ago, I was working as a hairdresser. Believe it or not, I know, but believe it or not, I used to be a hairdresser. And we had a heat wave, and I'm inside in a busy salon with no aircon, with a hairdryer going.
Yeah.
So were they going to be told not to work then as well?
Well, that's a good point. I mean, this would just, we've been talking about this for 3 or 4 minutes, and we've already found all the flaws in the plan. So I reckon if you give us another hour and a pint each, we'd probably come up with another 20,000 reasons why this is a lot of old nonsense. Yeah. Crazy. Listen, Claire, great to have you on. Thank you for your time. Claire Haestier is a plasterer and builder's labourer, and she knows, like anyone else who does that trade, that, the weather thing, you can get rained off on a job, of course. My dad was a painter and decorator, so he was, when he was doing an outside job, I remember being quite worried about that as a kid. As a youngster, I picked up on that quite early, that if my dad didn't go to work, we didn't have any money, and he was self-employed, and so if it was raining, I think I might have been about 8 or 9 and thinking, oh God, it's raining. Dad's outside today. So what if he's got, sometimes you could switch it, of course. You could ring up a customer and go, oh, I can do the, your living room. whereas I thought you were going to have to work. But it didn't always work out like that. But you know what? That's kind of the definition of that particular trade, that it does go up and down, it fluctuates. There are areas where it can be too hot to work, and I get that. There's a law on coldness, isn't there? But not a law on heat. Is that right, or is it the other way round? I think there's a law on, if it's -2, then clearly you would have an argument not to work. Or is it, if it's, I think it must be the other way round, hence the reason why regulators are proposing updated health and safety measures. Oh, it's a suggestion, bit of guidance, not a law, not a law.